Games are art. It's basically the way I view video games, are that they are a style of art. For example, the Mona Lisa is considered one of the greatest pieces of art. I'm sure everyone has different tastes, but overall, it's considered one of the best pieces of art. Now, Leonardo da Vinci is the one who painted that. So you got Leonardo da Vinci, and he's painting all these paintings, and he has his style of painting, right? So people go out and they buy Leonardo da Vinci stuff because, whoa, it's Leonardo da Vinci's new painting, and I like his style of painting. It looks awesome, so I'm putting that in my house. Now, some big CEOs come in. They're like, hey, Leonardo, we want you to paint for us, and we'll pay you. Okay, sounds good. Alrighty. So now Leonardo's working for these guys. He's pumping out all these paintings, right? And then one day down the road, there's a little disagreement. Maybe Leonardo wants more money, or wants more freedom, or something, And the developers, or not the developers, we're jumping ahead there, but the CEOs are like, no, we have your catalog of paintings, and we have that, you got the contract written down that you can only paint your certain way with our company. So you're fired, and we're going to hire this new guy to come and make paintings based off your style. So bye-bye. We don't need you anymore. You're fired, Leonardo. See ya. And off goes Leonardo. He's not allowed to paint anymore because, well, he can paint, but he just can't paint the way he used to paint. He has to paint differently. Can't paint what he used to paint, so no more Mona Lisas. He has to paint Mona Bobs now or something. So the new guy comes in, and he starts to, he gives it his best shot, and he's okay, but he's being forced to paint the way Leonardo did, and that just doesn't work because that's not who he is. If he maybe he is a good artist, but he needs to paint his way, to paint his stuff, to paint, the things that he wants to paint. But instead, he's working for that CEO, painting in as best as he can in the style of Leonardo. And so when the fans get that, they go, well, what is this crap? This ain't a Leonardo da Vinci painting. This is some goofy shit. Now that comes to my point about the video game industry. Some people are probably listening to this going, Shane, really? You think a video game is art? It is. Coding, the artwork, the gameplay, the style, everything about a game is art. This is someone's passion. This is someone's vision. This is someone's idea. This is their product. This is who they are as a person in a game. It's like it came from their mind, and here it is. It's a product now. It's something that you can see and use and play and whatever. It's a piece of art. Now, if you take that guy or guys, even a group of people, team, or girls, I'm not gonna leave out the ladies. There's plenty of girls out there that develop games. If you take that person away and fire them, and off they go into the horizon, and then you bring in whoever you want to next, it's not going to be the same game. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, the game has changed because it has lost its artist. That's just what happens. That's just how it is. The new people aren't going to think like that guy, and the game will always lose something. And that's, I think, one of the biggest problems with the gaming industry is, the CEOs, publishers, more important, the publishers, what they're called. They'll buy a license for a game and go, aha, we got the game now. Now the people behind it, they don't really matter. We don't need them because we got the name, and all the people will buy the name. Well, yeah, they do. They'll 9 times out of 10, they'll probably score that big pot of money on that first release, that post artist release of that next game. I'm sure fans will come there not knowing any better or haven't done any, not in the know on the market, and they'll pick that game right up. But then as they play it, they go, "Wow, this is such shit. I don't like it. What happened? Why is it different?" And then the next one that comes out, that's the one that'll suffer. So your company has lost the power that you had. You had this great game with these awesome developers. You fired the developers to save money, and now your game series is falling. It's dying. Obviously, this is not 100% perfect. That's not always the case. Sometimes new talent can help a game, but not always. It's a big gamble to do that, and that's a gamble I see being done all the time in the industry. And shakeups here from one publisher to a studio, and just explosions from that, and it shakes them up, sends them all flying everywhere. But there is hope, really, because the artists, the brilliant minds behind a lot of these games, they're coming back, because they, for whatever reason, CEOs, they only think, and then to their credit, they're supposed to, they only think of money, right? But they really need to have somebody there to say, "Hey, Mr. CEO, listen, we're going to make a lot more money if we keep our team together to keep pumping out good stuff, these good artists, than we are if we go out and hire Joe Blow over here off the street." Not that I'm saying Joe Blow shouldn't have a chance. I'm just saying that you don't knock Leonardo da Vinci and put him off, throw him off into the street just to hire some new guy who's not tested or barely has any experience. That doesn't make any sense to me to do that. The new guy should work up to that level, just like Leonardo did. So, but my point that I'm trying to make is that these old developers who've been, thrown away for different talent, they're making their comeback now on because of us, the people. We are now becoming the publisher. We are the ones that are stepping forward and say, "Hey, you know what? You are a talented person. I am a gamer. I play. I don't develop. I play. I got my day job, whatever, and I have, I just want to play more games that you make because that's my fun." Some people love Twilight, and some people they gotta watch the newest movie that's out or read the latest book. Everybody's got something that they're doing. That's their passion or their hobby. Everybody has something. And for gamers, it's games. It's what we enjoy. We enjoy the competition. We enjoy the storytelling. We enjoy being a part of it, being connected to it. That's just what we love. If you're not a gamer, it's hard. It's the only way I can express it to you is whatever you love to do in your life. That's relate that to the same thing as a gamer. And some people are like, "Oh, a gamer. Oh, man, I ain't gonna be like that." Whatever. Everybody's playing something. Okay, you may not be sitting down in front of a computer and watching or playing a video game, but you might be sitting down on your couch watching a football game. It's a game. You're either watching or you're actually playing. So don't be like that. That's a stupid way to be. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We, the people, are now able to come to our favorite developers and say, "Hey, go back to making games, man. Use Kickstarter. Use crowdfunding." They're seeing that now. They're seeing, holy crap. My fans, the people that loved playing my games, will help me make a new game. That's amazing. That's never happened before. This is new. they've never been able to just say, hey fans, donate so I can make you that game that you like. I'll get started on it. Before they had to go to the CEOs, and the CEOs would be the ones that are going, you know what, man, nobody wants to play that crap anymore. If you ain't making a first-person shooter, get out of the office. Nobody wants to play your stupid, new age, weird game where you make some cool stuff happen. No, we don't. No. It's got to have a gun, and you got to shoot people, and that's it. If you can't do that, then forget it. I'm like, I like a first-person shooter just as good as anybody else, but man, is the market flooded with first-person shooters or what? Jeez, that stuff is dominating. Like you can't even play like games like the Fallout 3 was a good game. I enjoyed it, but Fallout 1 and 2 were just so different. It was just a completely different game. And I missed that. I'd like to play something like that again. So I'd like that developer team to come back and make more games or something. There's a lot of good games out there that maybe they won't hit that billion-dollar mark that Call of Duty or Halo do, but that doesn't make them bad. They still make a pretty $250,000. I don't know about you and me, but for a game that maybe costs $50,000, that's a $200,000 profit. That's not a failure. That's a success. So I guess, yeah, look at all these cool games like on Kickstarter. Check them out. See if you want to finance any. My favorite one is Star Citizen. Chris Roberts. He's pretty much been retired. He's the guy that made Wing Commander, Freelancer, and Privateer. These space shooters, action space shooters. Where you're the pilot and you're flying this giant. You're in space. Not a bubble, not a square little thing that ends where you hit an invisible wall. It's endless space. Obviously it has an end at some point, but it's like you can seamlessly fly from planet Earth all the way to another solar system. You just fly there. There's no loading screen, no nothing. You just off you go. And he disappeared. Guy disappeared off the face of the earth. Nobody knows what happened. Now he's come back because of crowdfunding. We are his publisher. He is making a new game, Star Citizen, that looks ridiculously good. And it's going to be a AAA title. He's gotten 15 million, nearly 15 million just from the fans who want him to make a game. They're like, hey man, you're our Leonardo. Make us a game to play. And I think it's one of the most successful Kickstarters for space, for games in general. But yeah, and Ouya, that's another thing. Ouya's having a rough start, but come on, there's lots of game systems that have had rough starts. That doesn't mean they're going to die. It just means that they're having growing pains. So I don't know. We'll see. But you need to go to Kickstarter. Also on Steam Greenlight. That's an amazing tool. You get to choose what games are available to you through Steam. So you get on Steam, you go to Greenlight, go to Kickstarter, look for games that you think would be interesting to you to play. You got millions of first-person shooters. So broaden the horizons a little bit. Try something different. You never know. I'm just one of those guys. All I ever played was a first-person shooter. And I think it was like the PlayStation 1 that I first played a real-time strategy game. One where, like, I had all these soldiers. It was a Warhammer game. I had Shadow of the Horned Rat. Yeah, that's it. Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat. I commanded like an army, an entire army. And once I did that, my entire being as a video gamer completely changed. I was like, wow, I want more of that. I want to, I want to control more armies. And of course, you know, that led me to the Total War series. I haven't looked back from that. But yeah, check into Kickstarter, find something that interests you. You know, maybe back it. Go to Steam Greenlight and vote that stuff up. And for the Xbox and PlayStation guys, I don't want to say, I was gonna say PS3, but I shouldn't. You know, PS4 is right around the corner, so I don't want to just be just on the PS3 guys. But for the PlayStation fans and the Xbox fans, you can do it too, by pushing those indie titles, because they matter. They really do. That's what's going to keep the industry vitalized, refreshed, you know? Think of it like the fertilizer of your garden. You got your main tree, and you need to support the little plants below because they help that big tree get bigger. See what I'm saying? So, also, yeah, my mess back there, I'm remodeling my bathroom, so. But, that's all I really wanted to say. Video games are art. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think about it? I'd love to know. And talk to you later.